Since I have started physical therapy, I have found that I have gotten a lot better, like all around, which is great. It's one of the things that we were like, oh, we really think you should get into physical therapy as soon as possible, because we think it's going to help. That's what the whole care team thought. That's what I thought. We were thinking things. And it's nice to know that they were right, I was right, everyone was right. Because no one wants to feel this bad all the time or have so many episodes or end up in crisis so much for no reason if they don't have to. Anyways, obviously there's a reason. You get what I'm saying. If I can be better, I want to be better. That to be said, I did try physical therapy a couple of times before, and it wasn't necessarily with someone who has dealt with hypermobility and dysautonomia specifically. Not to my knowledge. One of them was, but not with the whole body. They were specialized in one area, and I really felt like I needed the whole body because, the leg bone's connected to the everything bone. Everything's connected, and I was like, okay, I need someone who can work on all of me. And when I come and ask questions, because we're working on my shoulder, but I feel like my shoulder is actually connected to my ankle, and then my jaw is also, One of the things that I'm so grateful for is that since I've been doing this dysautonomia, hypermobility, PT, special PT, it's specialized in hypermobility and dysautonomia, I feel like I've just had a lot of things just aligned more, the whole heart rate variability thing just changed. It's changed my life, really. And it's weird to say that out loud. In fact, it feels like I shouldn't say it out loud because maybe it's not true. Maybe I'm crazy. Well, I've been feeling better, which is great, and it means that the stuff that they're saying is going to work is working, which is what we want. But it also means that I am feeling better than I have in years, and that my functionality is back where it was, years and years ago, which, is kind of amazing because the last few years I have been doing stuff. I have been trying things. I've been trying to live life and trying to do things, and now it's like working smarter, not harder, to be honest. It's literally that should be my theme written across my forehead since starting this PT, because it truly is just let's just do this, concentrated here, because of this, and you'll get better. And I'm getting such bigger results than I was doing other things, trying to, work with my dysautonomia and hypermobility. And even things it's only a few months in, things are going slowly. I didn't have any significant muscle anywhere. And I was also almost bedridden-ish. I was in bed 90% of the time when I started, and started with it online. So telehealthy kind of thing, video chat, and doing little things and doing things laying down in my bed. So it's slow, it's progressed slow. It's not my favorite thing as someone who used to, play sports and run around, walk through the woods, ride horses, take ballet and dance classes. Not well, just for the record. But I did the things, workout classes, run the little local 10K, whatever. So I do have that. I used to work out. I used to do things. So to do things now and it'd be we're going to work on just activating a muscle and letting it go, and activating, letting it go, and that's it. That's all we're going to do for that exercise. It's kind of come on, I can do more than that. But then it's oh, no, I can't. Anyways, so it's not embarrassing for me, which is nice, because I feel like it very easily could be, which would not be my favorite thing to experience. No one wants to feel embarrassed. However, I'm not the most easily embarrassed, which I guess is a good thing. However, I have had some things that have embarrassed me the last couple of years. So that is one thing I've learned about myself. Apparently, I do have a threshold. I do have a threshold to where I will eventually feel embarrassed. And I don't like it. I see now why people try to avoid it because, what was I even saying? Oh, so I've been feeling better. And since I've been doing PT, I have been able to take showers like, just like a shower. Like I can get in the shower and do my thing and take an everything shower if I want. I can wash my own hair all by myself. Thank you. And and I can take more than a 5-second shower, and I can do it standing, and all the things, which is amazing. I did have a moment where I was like, oh, maybe I've been being dramatic and I'm not really sick. I don't really have this and that, and which is ridiculous because if all these things are working, making me feel better, that is the validation that I do have it. So, but I definitely have that, what is it called? Imposter syndrome? Oh, I have imposter syndrome. I don't know why. Because I haven't, like, my issues I've had my whole life. I didn't get them, like, more diagnosed and things like that until my late 20s, 30s, something like that. So, but I've had my issues literally my whole life. As long as I can remember, my mom talks about me showing signs since I was like 3 years old. So it's not like I was better, something happened, or I got sick, or all of a sudden things came on. I have had these issues my whole life, and my functionality has gone up and down my whole life. So I don't know why I'm like all of a sudden like I was never sick, or I'm feeling better. This is, I don't know. I don't know, but I think it's silly. I think it's very silly that I have this imposter syndrome, but whatever. So I have not loved that. Moving on to the next thing I have not loved. And you're going to think I'm crazy for this one too, but don't say it out loud, okay? Because I'm sensitive, I can't take it. But since I've been getting better, I have had more stability in my energy and in my sleep schedule. So I have woken up and been like, oh, I can just wake up every day at 9 a.m. and not feel extremely exhausted to the point where I'm like, can't keep my eyes open and I keep falling back asleep, or where I'm just laying there and my whole body feels like stone. And I'm like, how am I supposed to get up and get my own water, more or less breakfast? There's no way. Has not been as much of an issue recently. I've been able to do more of my self-care and getting my own food. My husband makes the food, and then I can heat it up and bring it to myself. I can pour my own glass of water sometimes, whatever, which is great. That's a great, like, I can rely on myself to get my needs a little bit more often, which is nice. It's nice for me and it's nice for my husband. I assume. I didn't ask. I don't think I have to. Maybe I should. I have noticed more energy, and since I have more energy and I'm getting some things done, I have found myself sitting there twiddling my thumbs going, what do I do now? I just feel like I have no life, Like I have some energy. I have a day that it's just like, it's kind of like calm. Like I didn't wake up in crisis. I didn't wake up, try to get my own breakfast and then enter crisis. I'm not trying to get in and out. Like I'm just like, I woke up and I get to get my own food, and then I'm just kind of like sitting there like, I could do something today. Like I could do something, and it's like I don't have anything to do because I haven't had, I'm going to use the word luxury. I haven't had this luxury in years now where I can just get up and be like, oh, let me hang out with one of my hobbies. Let me do this, let me do that. Like, you know, if you've seen our little podcasty chat or listened to our podcasty chat about my hobbies. Oh, wait, no. Brain fog, that's not me and my husband talking. That's just me talking. Anyways, I have a video on my hobbies that I've had throughout the years, my whole life that I can remember. Considering I have had my health issues my whole life and my functionality has gone up and down, blah, 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 blah. So I do have some of those things, but like for instance, one of my hobbies is horseback riding, but I do not have my horse anymore. So she's rehome, she's happy, that's great. But now I don't have a horse to just go ride, and I don't like just riding horses anywhere, because I don't feel happy and safe. And I don't think I'm at that point either. Although I did find a place where they do all of that with people like me that's semi near my house. So I am looking forward to that. But, you know, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for that. I'm me. I'm not, even if I am a little bit more physically ready, which I'm I already talked to my physical therapist that that's a goal, and I don't think we've started any of those exercises yet, since I'm still just like on my little baby exercises. Anyways, and I do have, like, you know, my other go-to hobbies like video games, knitting, things like that, but I don't know, I just don't want to. It's kind of weird. And like the one day I cannot stress the really in this, I have a really hard time traveling in a car. It flares me up most of the time. It is literally one of the worst experiences of my life. Anyway, so I've been working on that, and I have driven a little bit. I have also ridden just around, you know, just around here, just around here. And that's been okay, it's been nice, but it's like just going somewhere, doing an errand, coming back, listening to the radio, and I'm like, is this it? This is literally, I cried. I'm not gonna lie, I cried. I cried. I think it's just, I'm sorry. I should be validating myself, right? Instead of laughing at myself. Anyways, but I was talking to my husband in the car, and I was just like, is this it? Like, am I doing all of this work and living through all of these horrible experiences and trying to get out of the hospital and get my body back to some sort of functional place, and, you know, working hard through physical therapy and getting to doctor's appointments and getting tests and results and changing my lifestyle changes here and there and everywhere, and doing all of that just so that I can, like, run to the bank, listen to the radio, come home and make myself some food. And I know I should be, like, really grateful and really happy with this. But in reality, I'm actually feeling quite underwhelmed and bored. And like, oh no, this is not worth it. This is not worth all the effort and the pain and the managing and trying to get by and figuring things out, and this day is better than that day and this flair for whatever. So that was something that I just mentioned to my physical therapist, and it sounds like I'm not the only one that feels this way. Do you feel this way? Maybe. Anyways, and she was like, this is where we, like, start building. And then she went into some ways that, like, with the heart rate variability and some other things, and how to gauge and to know when to do extra things and when not, so I'm not burning myself out, right? Because that's the whole, like, we don't want to, like, get our energy up just to go down here. It's more like energy up, and then we use some, and then for my body to recover is a whole lot less dramatic than if I'm down here and my body has to go all the way back to recover, you know? You know. Why am I explaining? You know. Anyways, so she was saying how, you know, you gotta start doing those things which makes sense. And to be honest, this is not a new concept. I felt like this years ago. It feels like it was in such a different context of my life when I went to therapy that we talked about this, but I'm finding myself going, you know what? I'm finding myself replaying that conversation with my therapist from like a decade ago, about how I have to do things just because it brings me a little bit of joy, just because it brings me a little joy, just because it makes me a little happy, just because, but painting my nails because I like it, doing this because I want to, stopping at Chick-fil-A, going thrift shopping, buying that extra shirt, buying the cute little thing, like just do the things, play the fun game on your phone, whatever. And I've always had a hard time with that concept in general, of just doing things just because. And one of the reasons is because I don't have a lot of energy to waste. And I already feel like I am so behind compared to everyone else. And how am I supposed to, I don't know, how am I supposed to be like everyone? How am I supposed to catch up? How am I supposed to get the things done that need to get done, And how am I supposed to have fun when I can't, hold down a job? Or when I feel like I'm supposed to be learning more? Or when I need to give more to my friends and help them do X, Y, and Z and da-da-da. Like, I'm just always trying to run to catch up to some standard of life, whether it's mine, society's, or someone close to me, whatever. I'm just not stopping smelling the roses, And the more that I learn about the nervous system, we all know. We all know things about the nervous system. We all know things about anxiety, depression. We all know things about the mental, emotional, the feeling part of life that's connected to the actual physical body part of life. Again, the leg bone's connected to the everything bone. So the brain is connected to everything. The heart is connected to everything. The emotions you feel, they're connected to everything. Anyways, the more that I am learning about some more intricate things that maybe I just kind of glossed over or didn't think enough. I was like, oh yeah, I get the concept, but didn't think about the detail enough. Didn't okay, let's draw some really little puppet-like lines to how that's supposed to work and ways that I can maneuver and use that to my advantage in my life. I feel like I've always been yeah, I get it. The nervous system, anxiety, depression, your emotions can help or hurt you physically. But I still, that idea somehow has just never been motivation enough for me to allow myself or to really work hard at having fun or stopping and smelling the roses. And it's interesting because I do crave a slower life and lifestyle, and I want it. I want to work towards it. I have Pinterest boards, for my little slow life. But somehow I find my everyday and my thought patterns not being aligned with that. And I really need it to be. I need it to be because that's part of the healing. That is part of the treatment plan, is regulating the nervous system. And I am over here I want to regulate the nervous system one day with these things, but right now I need to do this and I need to do that and I need to do. So, all that said, I think it is time for me to do a couple more things that I feel like I'm not ready for. That I think will bring me happiness and joy and purpose and whatever else. I have to be more fun for my health. That being said, I do feel some hesitation. It's kind of I'm scared. I'm scared to try to do something and it just backfire in my face. And, I'm sure that's not from experience, but I know I'm in a different place. I can feel it. Even though I feel like I still have a long way to go and that there's so much more to do and to learn from my physical therapy and from some of my other things that I'm doing and things that we have planned for me to do in the future. I feel like I have so much more to learn, but I feel a certain stability now with some of the things that we're doing and the adjustments that I've made in my lifestyle and things that I'm honed in on to take care of every day with my body that have brought me to just a new place of stability. I literally, health-wise, that I feel like I've never felt my entire life, which is great and encouraging, but it's kind of like I don't even believe it. Like, I know it, I feel it. And I'm also living it. Like, it is, we can, I'm doing things that I haven't done in a long time. I'm able to do more of my workouts that I haven't done in a long time. I'm able to take showers. Most of my showers the last few months, I've been able to do just about everything that I want to do in the shower and get out, and I'm not falling out and just getting out and falling on the ground immediately and just have to stay there and can't breathe for 30 minutes. What would I like to see? What would I like to see in my future? What would I like to see from me mentally to change? Because some of these thought processes that I had, I understand. I understand why I had them. They helped keep me safe. They helped me realize that what I was doing was too much for my body or not enough, whatever. But now I'm in a different place, and I don't have to be as delicate with myself, I'm a sensitive girly, but maybe not that sensitive, I'm frail, but maybe not that frail anymore, So, I don't know. It's like I'm just saying it, I'm still yeah, I don't think so. I don't think I can do anything. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to try anything new. I don't want to step up my game in anything. Next level friendships? I don't think so. New friends? I can't. I can though. I can. So I should do it. And one of the things that I have said on here a couple of times, probably at this point, I'm sorry for my repetition, but having chronic illness for me can be a little bit more isolating, and part of that is a choice. Let's be honest. A lot of that is a choice. But for sure, I'm not in the presence of my friends as much. I have taken to calling and texting them pretty regularly, especially now that I have a little bit more energy. I have more energy to give, so I'm giving it. So I like that. However, I'm probably at the place where I can start hanging out with someone a couple times, do something fun, whatever. And all that sounds just a little too overwhelming for me. And it's not. It's just me. I know that. But I don't know. I am proud of myself for doing some things that I didn't think I was ready to do. I did hang out with some people this past weekend. Pat on the back. I had my husband get me some makeup, which you've seen me put on makeup, but I don't put on makeup very often and I don't have a lot of it. So I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to get makeup because I want to go out and do things and talk to people. And if I get makeup, I probably maybe might do that more. Let me get a mirror. This makeup that's the magnifying side. That's the jump scare. That is never okay. Why do they even have mirrors like this? Okay. Regulate the nervous system. It was not really the worst thing in your life. Anyways, see, I can keep myself company enough. Why do I need friends? No, I do need friends. I need friends. Isolation bad. Anyways, My husband got me makeup, so now I have an extra incentive to go places and do things because I have makeup on my face. Oh, there goes my little light. I do like putting makeup, and it would be nice to put on makeup and like someone else see it instead of just like putting on makeup to go wear in my bed. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's just me. I started this. You and me, right here. Which I definitely feel like I did before I was ready. So I'm proud of me for that. And there's things that was hard because there's things that I was like, I want to do this and I want to do it like that. And I don't want to be on there looking and feeling like this. And, you know, all those things that kind of are like, I don't know, they were stopping me. They were stopping me from doing things beforehand. And I decided to challenge some of those thoughts and ignore some of those thoughts and do things anyways to see where it got me and see if I liked it and if it was worth it. So that's all good and great. That's working out. I've also had some projects that I have wanted to work on for probably at least a year, if not a couple years. One of the things that I feel like my therapist has talked about probably in the past, everyone talks about, I don't know why I'm saying it like my therapist told me, everyone knows that self-esteem and self-love, love of yourself and your own body when it's trying to kill you can be difficult. There's things, they go up and down, and you know, having affirmations and saying nice things to yourself is beneficial. I was just talking about, didn't I just tell you guys about how I have had some issues with like my body flaring up and causing some crazy issues. And you know, part of the reason is because the nerve, I guess, is so sensitive. So if it gets touched, sometimes by even the clothing I'm wearing, then I end up in a huge episode and just flaring like crazy. So, oh my goodness, like, it's mascara. Why is it so hard to open? It's not, this, it shouldn't, it's $10. $10. It shouldn't be treated like it's gold inside the bank. Get this. My goodness, I did not enjoy that. So I've been having this little affirmation project that I've been wanting to deal with because I think affirmations are hard, let's be honest. I have an affirmation playlist of music that I listen to, but I'm not always in the mood to listen to music, and the more the merrier, you know? I have enough going against me. I should just rack up all the things that could help, right? I think so. Anyways, so I want to do that. Did I even tell you what the project is? It's kind of secret. It's kind of a secret. Shh, don't tell anybody. And I have also found over the years that I am really attracted to wearing my affirmations. You know? I like the idea of having some shirts, sweatshirts, maybe a blanket to wrap myself up in, headband I can throw into my hair, all the things. I think I should have affirmations anywhere and everywhere. And that way, when random people are like, oh, you're going through a hard time or you're sad, and they want to go like, oh, well, do you do your affirmations? Do you do your breathing? Do you do your box breathing? Do you work on your nervous system? I can go, yeah, I do. Very confidently, knowing that I put a lot of work into it by wearing it all day long. And osmosis. Isn't that what osmosis is? Like it'll get in there. I really like that idea. So I've been working on that, trying to create it. It's felt overwhelming, but at the moment, it's something to do that I can do and that I want to do. And in true me fashion, it's something that I can do that's productive because I don't want to do things. Don't want to do my What is it? What did I say I did earlier? Knitting. I don't want to, although it is getting cold again, and when it's cold it does seem a little bit more fun to do the knitting, so like a seasonal thing. Anyway, so I think I'm just a little like meh from life, so it doesn't but I can get myself to do things that I feel like I should be doing, for my health and different things. Like, it has a purpose. Seems a little bit easier for me to do, so why not? And I can do them from my bed. I can do them from anywhere. I feel like at the end of it, I will get some cute shirts and sweaters and blanket. Like, it just feels like the ultimate feel-good dopamine, but also it's worth something. But also it's not like a lot of work. And it's just all, most of what I'm doing right now is all on my iPad or my phone. So it's also like kind of low maintenance, Like, I don't have to do anything too crazy. I don't have to have all of my knitting supplies out everywhere, or all of my art supplies all over my floor, which I think is one of the reasons I was like, oh, I should paint because I love painting and blah, 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 blah. But then I was like, I just don't want to get all of it out and then have it all out. But in my room, because we live in a smaller space right now, which I love and I'm grateful for, but I also I don't know. It's easy to get overwhelmed, I feel like, for me, of like what's out and what's not, and having enough space and feeling like I can move around and all the things. So that just felt a little overwhelming to me in the moment of life, is getting all of that out and doing all of that. All that jazz I wasn't so jazzed about. I can work on it just about anywhere. So I'm like, oh, you know what? I want to run some errands with my husband and things, but I get tired halfway through. Well, I can stay in the car and still work on something. Feel like I'm contributing to our life together somehow. I don't know. Maybe I'll make him some nice affirmation shirts. Everyone should have nice affirmation shirts. What else? I also have had a couple invitations recently by some people who don't really know that I'm that sick, but who are around. And from what I can tell, they have some qualities I like in a friend. And I'm not going to say I'm picky about my friends, but I have standards. I have qualifications. Because, how many friends can you even really handle? I can't handle that many. I also, I don't know. I don't think being friends with me is, I don't think it's for everyone, I think not everyone can be cool with me having episodes, or not take them on, or not try to fix me 24/7, or, have boundaries, or not make me feel bad, or whatever. And then vice versa, deal with me as a friend of maybe I ghost them for a while because I'm in a flare for 3 weeks or whatever. So I can't live up to, maybe all they like to do with their friends is go hiking on Mount Everest over and over and over again. And that's not me, not right now. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm thinking about it. I keep telling my husband I can't do it, but between me and you, it's a secret. I'm planning on doing it. I'm planning on doing it because I don't think that I'm going to just change my mind. I don't think I'm going to feel a lot better and then be like, okay, I'm ready. I think I'm going to put it off as long as I can put it off, to be honest. So, what else? I was thinking at some point about reviving doing my art. Did I already tell you this? Probably. Brain fog. About redoing my art stuff, and I started posting some of my painting process. I don't know, all that kind of stuff. But I'm like, do I really have it in me? I don't know. And am I feeling inspired? That might be too much right now. I think it might be. Ow! I just stuck the brush in my eye. Ow! Ow. Ow, that hurt. Maybe I should stop doing this. So I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about creating a life, but I don't know. It's weird because I'm also in a place where I don't know how much better I'm gonna get necessarily. Like I feel like I'm only on step one of like really going at this whole dysautonomia, hypermobility stuff. But at what point am I gonna feel confident enough to start making some bigger decisions and figuring things out? And I don't know. It's weird because even with like trying to make friends or something, it's hard to be like, what do I say? What don't I say? And what happens when, 6 months from now, I am a more functional person, Like if I was talking to someone and starting to be friends with them now and I asked them to come hang out at my house with me because I don't want to go hang out at like a coffee shop or something, because it's just safer here with all of my stuff, and I have comfortable seating. I don't have to lay on a dirty ground at Panera. Like whatever, Or like right now, I'm probably not going to hang out with a new friend. No, probably. I'm not going to hang out with a new friend that I don't know very well by myself, because if I have an episode or I need help, that's not fair to have on them. And so what happens if I'm like, oh, I'd love to hang out, but I need to bring my husband, and then 6 months from now I'm so much more independent and I'm like, okay, now I can hang out with all my, like, how do I explain that? How do I explain, especially because I've like, unless I explain in like extreme detail, are they even going to understand? And then do I really want to explain things like that in extreme detail? A lot of people don't want to hear, not that they don't want to hear, but like my life is a little bit more intense, like I've had people who work in the medical field that are around some of those things that are like, I can't hear some of your stories. That's too much. And I understand and I respect that. It's just, so how do I explain, like, so that they understand, like, I'm not completely weird, like I don't just hate Panera, or I don't want to just not hang out with you or do like fun things. It's just, I need the support and accessibility, and because I think it's hard for people to understand. They're like, oh, no, like, don't worry, like I'm here, I'll be here if anything happens. And it's like, you don't understand. Like, if anything happens, first of all, it's very likely that something can happen. That's a weak if. It's when something happens. And the like, oh, I'm here, I can, you don't know. You don't know. You're not the first person to say it. So, and I think it's important for me to acknowledge myself in this, because I think I'm like, I've dealt with these things my whole life. I've been in circumstances where it's like, oh, just who's ever there, who is ever around helps me or whatever, and I'm so grateful for it. So maybe I do want some friends that I don't share those crazy crisis embarrassing moments with, even though for a majority of my life I haven't found them to be embarrassing. Although recently as in today, recently, like an hour ago, I was doing one of my exercises, and we live in a small space. Also, it's just me and my husband. He's my caretaker. He takes me to the bathroom on many of occasions, and we're married. Like, it's not, but I was doing one of my exercises, and my exercise is with the those stretchy band things, and it's for my shoulder, for both of them, but this one's bad, so I'm always like, my little baby's shoulder. We should not treat it like a baby. It needs to grow up. carry some of its own weight anyways. So I'm doing it for my shoulder, and it's just me in this position, and I just move. You don't need to know the exercise. I'm sorry. But I was doing that, and I was in the same room as my husband, and I felt it. I was like, I don't want you to see me doing my little arm exercise. Which is kind of ridiculous. Like, honestly, really, it's kind of ridiculous. But it's how I felt. Anyways, this is my life. Speaking of doing things before I'm ready and things that I'm like, I don't need to do that. Do I want to do it? Maybe, but I don't know. And I've never done it before, and I don't need to waste my time and energy on doing something that isn't going to bring a significant contribution to my life now into the future that I'm hoping to have to build something, because I'm basically starting my whole life from scratch. One of those things that I'm going to do is do a little photo shoot, because all of my thumbnails on like my little pictures on YouTube and stuff, they're like, they're like this. Which is nice, cute. I made them really do. Part of me starting before I was ready was putting out the whatever I wanted to and just making a thumbnail with whatever energy and resources I had within myself. But I do want to do a little baby photo shoot so that I can have some actual like pictures of like with my face. So that like you see me and then you click on the video and you will still see me, instead of seeing like a little fun drawing thing and then you're gonna click and maybe you're expecting like more drawings or more like animaty things, or like you don't know what you're clicking on necessarily. I think I could set up a little photo shoot and do one mostly sitting for the blood pressure, for the heart rate.